Hello everyone, my name is Tocho and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition here in the Winter Palace in the Trespasser DLC, and today we've got to go stop another, we gotta go stop, what's her name? Viddasala? Viddasala. The Magic Hunter, the Canary Magic Hunter. We uncovered Operation, what was it, Dragon's Breath? Operation Dragon's Breath, which was supposed to be a coordinated strike to take out all of Southern Thedas's leadership in one go. Involves placing explosives at key locations using, you know, Canary, or I forget the term for it. The Canary citizens who aren't initially Canary. There's a word for it. I can't remember. But using them as spies to, you know, sneak in as, you know, servants and other people with access to the buildings, like suppliers, merchants, stuff like that. They're smuggling explosive powders that were going to detonate them all at one time, throw those Southern Thedas into chaos, and then the Canary were going to invade. The reason for it, something about the Canary have always been against magic, but something about the breach and the Inquisition has tipped their hands. So yeah, they've been using the Illuvians to travel through the Fade to pull all this off quickly, and now we're gonna go try and stop it.
Told us what happened with your hand.
Why didn't you say something? I could have... I don't know, something.
Whatever happens, I wouldn't trade the years we've had together for anything. I love you.
I knew you would break my heart, you bloody bastard.
It's been an honor to kick asses beside you all. Anan.
Thank you. All of you.
Oh. We all know that I'm dying. Though I have to wonder, has the mark been getting worse, like, steadily over the years, or is this like a recent thing? What is that noise? Anyways, I came back into this mirror because this is the only place so far I've been able to find Balefire, so hopefully I can take it out and go solve those puzzles from the last episode. So, I'll be in a second. Okay, so the answer is no. It wouldn't let me take Balefire from, that particular mirror. So we're gonna try and figure out how to solve this using what's here. Also, side note, I was looking back to it in editing, and I wasn't really... I don't know what mental state I was in. I wasn't really understanding what I was reading at the time. So the armor that we picked up, the 4-piece armor set we just got, you know, the actual armor piece in the last episode, it's very heavily implied is made out of probably elven slaves. And if that's the case, then the the elven quote-unquote gods were hella fucked up, and maybe Fen'Harel had a point. In pages of this memory warn of a terrible danger. A wolf slavered in black jaws and pits her eyes. The Evaneris, the elven gods, stand in the ring around it, as if preventing it from attacking. Beware the forms of Fen'Harel. The dread wolf comes in humble guises, a wanderer who knows much of the people and their spirits. He will offer advice that seems fair, but turns slowly to poison. Remember the price of treason, and keep your heart at the mercy of your gods. Sounds like Solus, yeah? Heard something happen elsewhere. Wait, did those turn on? What the f- Ilex, why? Don't be dumb. They did. Cool. Can you drop the torch? Okay. So we gotta take this up to that bowl across from the statue? Oh no. Was that it? Oh nice.
So this is the Darvarad.
Dear God.
Look at this. It's an Alluvian graveyard.
Where did the Kunari get all these? How long have they been studying Alluvians? The sooner we stop this invasion plan, the better.
Morgan would have a shit fit. The writing on these pages is completely incomprehensible, even to a native speaker of Kunlot. The handwriting resembles the scratches of an inebriated chicken, but the drawings are meticulous, an excruciatingly careful study of several Alluvians, along with exploded diagrams of their inner workings.
Are you all right?
We should hurry.
Why are the Kunari calling this plan Dragon's Breath? What do dragons have to do with assassinating heads of state? I don't understand any of this.
Quite the door.
Entries of this book are written in several different hands and occasionally even different languages. From the few entries in the common tongue, it appears to be a log filled with the various guards who have watched the gates of Davarad. Morning. Artifacts brought in by Hisra Kith. Original location not on manifest. Asked Iskara, was told they're from ruins. Please remind agents all relics must be properly cataloged or the Tar bus will never stop complaining about it. Afternoon, 3 Kiths deployed, including Iskari of Hisra Kith. Told her to write down locations in her manifest this time. Evening, Hisara Kith reported back. Iskari handed me a manifest that just said outside Davrad, asking my Stin for a knife. Let's see what's up here real quick. Oh look, red lyrium.
Is that an astrarium? How did the Kunari move it here?
Perhaps we should keep our distance. Some of those artifacts are deadly.
Red lyrium. Do the Kunari have any idea what they're dealing with?
Well, I mean, they seem to do their research. Has Solus been here? Excavated mural believed to be a self-portrait by Fen'Harel. Oh, okay, so they moved it here. One sees the hunter, one flees from it. One hunts in turn, one outwits them all. Okay, does this have anything to do with the puzzles? Because one, what does it say? One sees the hunter, one flees from it, one hunts it in turn. We already lit up an owl and the Hala, so owl sees, Hala runs. What? Ah, there's another brazier. Dragon hunts. Is there anything else up here? Or one outwits them all. There's something else out here? Oh. Yes, sure. Dagger.
Let's go.
Some of this letter is written in Kunlat, most is in the common tongue. The letter is blocky and simple but tidy. The dragon's breath must continue regardless of concerns at the Winter Palace. Many are new to the Kun and have not yet learned to trust. Your worry is understandable. The rest of the world has betrayed you. All who have been to the Dog Rod know the difficulty of maintaining the specimen for extraction for as long as we have. If we have delayed Dragon's Breath, we would have to dispose of the specimen. Creating Gatlock is normally a slow process requiring much mining and careful alchemy. Venom extraction offers the only means to deliver the Dragon's Breath quickly and in large quantities. To delay Dragon's Breath is to lose any chance of bringing peace to the South without endless suffering. The Kun demands we save workers of the South from a bloody war and deliver them into our teachings before corruption further takes the land. Others have voiced concerns over the specimen. The Kun does not demand cruelty to any living being, but all creatures have a place and duty under the Kun. The specimen serves as it must. When Dragon's Breath is complete, it will be extinguished quickly and painlessly as we slaughter animals for food. Allow for your superiors to deal with the agents of Fen'Harel and remember your role in service to the Kun. Is it called Dragon's Breath? Not only because it's, you know, quick and deadly and efficient, but also it's literally Dragon's Breath. Are they holding a dragon and milking it for whatever Gatlock is?
Bad. Hold on a little longer.
This document appears to be written entirely in Kunlat, but contains a number of complicated diagrams, including detailed blueprints of Halim Shiral and a number of other places and fortresses.
Look at all this. The Canary text is gibberish, but it looks a great deal like they're cataloging artifacts. How many ruins must they have found to produce so much? What are they doing with it?
Morrigan said the key to an Illuvian could be anything, including knowledge or power. So they're stockpiling both. That's how they got the keystone and opened so many of the Illuvians we've seen.
Hopefully they don't have any more ancient magic crap to throw at us. That dragon skull would make a wicked armchair, though. Maybe we could take it back to Skyhold after this.
Letter with Inquisition seal sits half buried in a pile of memos. To the Honorable Salashari Triumvirate of the Kun. On behalf of the Inquisition, I must humbly inquire to the hostile actions of your agents in Halim-Sharal. We can only view the attacks by Ben-Hassrath agents upon our officers and the infiltration and sabotage of the exalted columns. Oh my god. The infiltration and sabotage of the Exalted Council at Halim-Sharal as the prelude to a declaration of war. If the Canary people do not wish to provoke retaliation from the Chantry, these hostilities must cease at once. Respectively, Ambassador Josephine Montilier. Several incomprehensible messages in Kunlat follow. A letter in common with elegant script has been torn open and crumpled into a ball, but all the writing is still legible. To Ambassador Josephine Montilier of the Inquisition. The Triumvirate of the Canary people wishes to assure you that despite the loss of the dreadnought Barathlock and its crew of 100 souls in a failed joint mission with the Inquisition 2 years past, military action has not been approved against the Inquisition. No one in Parvalin has authorized action of any kind involving the Exalted Council, nor will they. We are seeking out the Ben-Hassrath priest who appears to be leading this operation without our consent. Once she is located, we will assure you that these hostile actions will cease. Oh, okay, so she's gone rogue.
Dragon's breath is an actual dragon.
Tethar! Bars!
Inquisition! Nira Tasiasara! Miraba Sadim Kata! Hisrat, now, please! Vinekatas!
Not a chance, ma'am. The Iron Bull is just fine. This is over. Drinks are on me. Probably a lot of them. All right, break time's over. Let's do this.
Face down on the floor, I'm fine. Orders posted in the factory. Portions of this are indecipherable Kunlat with what might be formulas in unfamiliar number system. The section has been translated for Viddasala workers in the factory, then circled, repeatedly underlined with arrows drawn around it by someone who was clearly very insistent that it be read. For primers, combine not more than 1 part Atashi venom with an equal amount of Deathroot Oxen and 3 parts powdered Silverite. Adding more venom will dissolve the casing on the primers here in the factory and will fill the room with deadly gas. Whoever keeps getting the formula wrong needs to see me immediately. We have a great many primers to make and on a tight schedule, and cannot afford any more delays due to mistakes. They just give us the Gatlock formula. Also, I can't help but wonder if the Viddasala has gone rogue, and Operations Dragon's Breath. Were they planning on releasing the dragon to these locations and just blowing, like, having it, do like a strafing fire attack, which would then explode the Gatlock, and they'd be like, oh, they got attacked by a dragon. The Coon had nothing to do with this. So as to not implicate herself or the Coon for her actions. First half of this logbook appears to be notes on the care and feeding of animals in the Free Marcher Lord's manor. After that, it shifts to the practice phrases in Coonlot. Later, it begins again with the following. Beast presents chafing around limbs and tail, likely from attempts to use chains while its natural strength remains. Muscles are slack from confinement. Tardathras said she initially tried drugging the beast, but the amount required to keep it sedated changed the quality of its venom so that it was no longer useful in producing Gatlock. She says fire kept it under control while she says fire helped keep it under control while the heated panels kept it in a state of comfortable drowsiness. Tardathras is not good at deception as she thinks she is. She does not like what we are doing to the beast. She calls it Atashi, which means something like a great thing, and she repeats sayings from the Coon to herself when she extracts the venom. I do not disagree with her. I saw enough harm done to innocent beasts at my lord's sneering commands. The beast, the Atashi, deserves better than the pry bars and needles we use upon it each time we drain its venom gland. Tardathras says I may be needed at the Winter Palace. It is likely that some view Els with suspicion thanks to these attacks by the agents of Fen'Harel, but a human woman may still pass unnoticed among the servants. She says I may be asked to deliver more Gatlock in different containers. She said it could be dangerous, and if I do not return, most will assume I'm dead. As I said, Tardathras is not good at deception as she thinks she is, but she is right. I did not join the Coon for this.
So, boss, we gonna fight the dragon or what?
Her captors have already mutilated her. It seems needlessly cruel to kill her.
Yeah, let's release the dragon. Let's release the dragon. Release dragon.
If we move those rings, we can clear a path for the dragon.
Move him where?
Blocked. It cannot move.
The barriers are set. Now we just need to open the gate.
Oh, just need to. Okay. Well, why didn't you just say so? Ah, crap. Yeah, you guys go do that. Can't open that. There we go.
That's it. There goes our dragon.
Hashara! Dear Inquisitor, you have such little time left. You must finally see the truth. Elven magic already tore the Sky apart. If the agents of Fen'Harel are not stopped, you will shatter the world as well.
The Inquisition has nothing to do with these agents.
Come, Inquisitor. I am the eyes and ears of the Qunari people. Do you think you can deceive me? You would have died from the mark on your hand, but for the help of one of their chief agents. The same agent who helped seal the breach, who led you to Skyhold, who gave Corypheus the orb, then founded the Inquisition. Solus, agent of Fen'Harel.
What?
Whatever Solus is involved in, I am nobody's puppet.
Even now, you refuse to see the strings. Solus tricked us all. He pushed a dying Qunari into the Winter Palace to lure you into opposing us. Without him, we could have brought the South peace and wisdom along the gentle path. Now we must take the way of blades. Panahaden, Inquisitor. If it is any consolation, Solus will not outlive you.
Whatever else, Solus was one of us. I won't leave him for Viddasala.
He owes me answers.
Come on, the Viddasala can't be too far ahead.
Going to... Everyone back!
The anchor now builds up power even faster. Using it is difficult, but discharges all accumulated focus. If the focus reaches full power, the anchor discharges uncontrollably, damaging you and your allies as well as direct enemies. Shit!
If it keeps up like this, it will kill you. Solus must help as he did at Haven. Solus, an agent of Fen'Harel. I should have suspected.
That must be where Solus is.
Zerabat, Rasral, Shokra!
Maravaskataraha!
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Bull? Dorian? Uh-oh.
Ebesit kata, etwa ost.
Maraskata!
Your forces have failed. Leave now and tell the Canary to trouble me no further.
Solus.
should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
How were you able to control the anchor?
In the same way as when I stopped it from killing you at Haven. Although I am stronger now, the mark you bear was bestowed upon you by the orb of Fen'Harel. My orb.
You're Fen'Harel.
I was soulless first. Fen'Harel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The Dread Wolf inspired hope in my friends, and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose. You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
Are you a fragment of what Fen'Harel once was? Like Mythal?
No. This is all I have ever been.
And the legends?
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fen'Harel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanurus would have destroyed the entire world.
You banished the false gods. You didn't kill them.
You met Mythal, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanurus are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
You said that the elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythal. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythal was one of the Evanurus.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. And in their lust for power, they killed her.
The Evanurus were elven mages. How did they come to be remembered as gods?
Slowly. It started with a war. War breeds fear. Fear breeds a desire for simplicity. Good and evil, right and wrong, chains of command. After the war ended, generals became respected elders, then kings, finally gods. The Evanurus.
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Viddasala. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade, all destroyed. Your legends are half right. We were immortal. It was not the arrival of humans that caused us to begin aging. It was me. The Veil took everything from the elves. Even themselves.
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanurus down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the Elven people, even if it means this world must die.
Why does this world have to die for the elves to return?
A good question, but not one I will answer. You have always shown a thoughtfulness I respected. It would be too easy to tell you too much. I am not Corypheus. I take no joy in this. But the return of my people means the end of yours. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition. Your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
You gave your orb to Corypheus.
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Divinity Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
What would have happened if Corypheus had died and you had recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
If you destroyed the veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
I never thought of you as someone who would do that, Solus.
Thank you. You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
Whatever your reasons, we couldn't have defeated Corypheus without you.
Your doubts are misplaced. Everything you accomplished, you earned.
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization. And now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Canary plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Canary spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Canary body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
Why bother disrupting the Canary plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
I guess we owe you for that one too.
I hope it gives your people some final peace.
You control the Illuvians now.
Yes. You remember Briala from Halam-Shiral? For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Canary stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, the Illuvians are now mine.
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes, I'm sorry. And we are almost out of time. The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
You don't need to destroy this world. I'll prove it to you.
I would treasure the chance to be wrong once again, my friend. Take my hand. I'm sorry. Live well, while time remains.
Something must be done, but we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the Canary.
Yes, because this Solus provoked them in the first place.
The Inquisition
there we
did
go.
not cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Canary spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, you would not be alive to complain.
No one has forgotten what you have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Okay, so we have the option of serving Divine Victoria under these three tenses, or going independent. Stronger efforts against Solus but risk corruption, or we could have a weaker thing but be more secure. I kind of want to go the more secure route against Solus. All three of these result in the Inquisition disbanding.
You all know what this is. A writ from Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. We have fulfilled that pledge. And now the war is over, for most of us. It is time for our soldiers to sheathe their swords and go home. To all who served, thank you. It has been an honor. Effective immediately, the Inquisition is disbanded.
Those Verendans, always afraid to mingle.
Love the best frenemies energy. Whatever's going on with souls, we don't have to do it as the Inquisition, is the thing. In short order, the Inquisition was disbanded. Some were relieved to see unpredictable organization dismantled. Can I skip through this or just let's go? Others preferred to remember the Inquisition's good works and the many lives it had saved. In that last cutscene, did I see that Ilex's arm was cut off, or was that just the way he was holding his hands? Those who served returned to their former lives, knowing they had stopped great evil from destroying the world, and hoping that peace for which they had fought remained once the Inquisition was gone. With the Dragon's Breath disrupted and any hope of swift victory dashed, the Qunari retreated back to the north. So, was that a rogue operation, or were they lying about saying like, hey, this wasn't approved? Few knew what debates were waged in Parvalin, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Their aggression caused blah blah blah. Ooh. Oh, I didn't get to read that. The Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria on important matters. Cassandra served for several years. While she often disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right and left hands of the Divine shared a mutual respect and worked well together. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunterhorn Mountains north of Orlais, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside the Order could guess. The end of the Inquisition, as it had been, sent shockwaves through the College of Enchanters. Madame de Fer ably played on the mage's fears. Her followers united to build a new circle, with Vivian as its Grand Enchanter, in direct competition with the college. What the circle lacked in numbers, they made up for with in political connections. Soon they were forced to be reckoned with. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the south, vying for power. After the Exalted Council, Liliana devoted herself fully to the Sunburst throne in her dream of reshaping the Chantry. Within a year, she removed restrictions surrounding the Chantry priesthood, allowing men and women of all races to be initiated and what is with me today? Allowing all men and women of all races to be initiated and ordained. The decree was followed swiftly by her decision to return to the Chanticle of Shartan to the canonical chant, a move that divided Andrastians deeply. A rebellion to renounce her and return to the Chantry to its former state arose, beginning first in Orlais, then spreading to other parts of Thedas. As quickly as it began, the rebellions faltered. Good for her. While most agreed that the rebellion collapsed due to infighting, some whispered that the Divine herself engineered its failure. Probably. She's not dumb. The rebellion fractured into a number of separate cells, some of which limped on for several months before disappearing into obscurity. Sarah left the Inquisition with scarcely more ties than when she began, disappearing back into her confusing weave of favors and friends. After seeing the world brought to the brink of arrogance and pride, it was a blessing to return to normal, however strange and normal it might be. With frequent visits to her whittle, of course. Who? Do we know this? Perhaps what is most unnerving was Sarah's standing offer to the divine. When the knobs piss about with your left hand or right, call on Red Jay to give them 2 fingers. Farrah took up the role of Viscount and, with the help of his friend Hawk, rebuilt Kirkwall's damaged infrastructure. Oh, I'm so sorry, friend. Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as the major trade hub of the Free Marches. If anyone could do it, he could. He continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. Fuck Sebastian, right? That's not going to come back to bite us, right? He was just kind of there. The Inquisition disbanded, the Bull's charges returned to taking jobs throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Fighting demons and clearing out the remains of inventory forces, the Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. After the Inquisition disbanded, Cullen retired from active service. With a dog! Yeah, the good puppo. He returned to Ferelden, establishing a sanctuary for former Templars, on land Divine Victoria granted him. Oh, nice. Is this going to be like a rehab center? With his help, many Templars shed their later addiction, and those whose minds were too far gone spent their last days in comfort. Yay, rehab center / hospice. And he promised that, should his friends from the Old Inquisition ever need him, his blade would be ready. I like Cullen's character progression throughout the 3 games. Dorian returned to Tevinter to take his father's place in the Magisterium. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. Along with Magister Maevaris Talani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem the Dementor, a fight many thought hopeless. Magister Pavis's allies said that the greatest strength lay in the lover he left in the south, but still converses with via message crystal. Some claim to have seen the Inquisitor on the streets of Minrathous on rare occasions, sneaking into the heart of Tevinter to aid his Amatus. Tom Rainier was shown mercy when none was deserved. He set upon a path of redemption. This gift, so compassionately given, needed to be shared. Freed from his obligations to the Inquisition, Rainier traveled Thedas, giving hope to the condemned and the forgotten. In the deepest prisons and the pits of Thedas, he found, if not goodness itself, its potential. By showing faith in those who had none, Rainier lifted them up and made them into something better than they were. I cannot talk today. With the Inquisition disbanded, Josephine made her farewells and returned to Antiva and her family. In a few years, Josephine's parents stepped down and Josephine became the official head of House Montilier. She devoted her time to managing the estate's finances and navigating the social world of Antiva. Cole took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across Thedas. None could say where they went, but those who believed the Inquisitor's story about Fen'Harel wondered at just how large the Dreadwolf's forces were, and what the ancient elven rebel had planned. He did cut off his arm.
My agents have found nothing. With the Illuvians, he could be anywhere.
With the Inquisition officially disbanded, we have no army, no formal alliances.
We have what we truly need.
We will need to be careful.
Solus knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will save our friend from himself. If we can.
We're heading to Tevinter, sure. Alright, well. I'm reasonably satisfied with the answers we got out of Solus at the end. That was a lot of the major ones, at least. Not sure I have much more to say about it. Of the Dragon Ages so far, this one's probably my favorite. Ooh. I don't have much to say. It's just a really pleasant experience. I'm excited for whenever Dragon Age 4 comes out, heading to Tevinter. I'm excited to see how different Tevinter is to Ferelden and Orlais. Because I did manage to see they released a trailer for Dragon Age 4. They like snuck it in real quickly in like December of 2020, I think. And we got like some little glimpses of some cityscapes and stuff, and it looks nice, very, I'm not gonna say high tech, but very, you know, a lot more built up than most like cities we've seen so far. They've been very like medieval. This is very like a much more like Victorian-ish kind of look, but Magitech, like magic punk, whatever you want to call it. Cyber tech punk, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look at the images again. This is just like I have like a vague silhouette in my head. I don't remember what exactly it looked like, but it was like, you know, narrow streets, tall buildings. They were floating shit in the skies. There was lights everywhere. It was really pretty. But yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition, guys. I'm not sure what. Oh. To all of you who play Dragon Age Inquisition, who laughed, cried, and reached out on social media, who made fan art and comics and cosplay and jokes, thank you. Dragon Age Inquisition was a labor of love. Without you, it would never have been possible. Your support and your passion touch us deeply. We hope that, in some small ways, the game touched you as well. Bear your blade and raise it high, the Dragon Age team. Team. And that's it for now. Probably not right away. I'm probably going to eventually end up streaming another playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition, because I've been told that you can get a lot more lore out of it if you romance Solus, and you can only do that as a female elf. So, that's the thing I'm probably going to be doing. Probably not in the near future, but down the line. Give it some time for this to give this a bit of a break for myself, and kind of time to think about things that I've seen versus how things may have changed. As for what's coming next, I don't know. I might take a day or so off and pick another game from my library. But until next time, thank you all for joining me through Dragon Age Inquisition. So I'm completely excited for Dragon Age 4, whenever that happens to be. It's been far too long. Although, interestingly enough, if when I upload these to YouTube, there's a little tag where you type in what game you're playing, so it puts like a link to the game down below. And when I first started doing Dragon Age, nothing would, or like it would show Dragon Age 2, Inquisition, you know, and like DLCs for it. In the last month or so, I noticed Dragon Age 4 starts popping up with a release date of 2022, so make of that what you will. But yeah, so anyways, until next time, my name has been Tocho. Remember, leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.